A Supreme Court ruling that legalized slavery by changing a single word, a university charging you tuition to work for a Fortune 500 company, and a multi-billion-dollar economy built entirely on the labor of people who cannot afford to buy lunch. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how the unpaid internship became the most effective tool for class segregation in modern history, and why the most prestigious careers in the world are no longer awarded to the most talented candidate, but to the one who can afford to work for $0 an hour. You are about to see how the ladder of success was pulled up, greased, and sold to the highest bidder. Stop looking at your resume. Look at your bank account. You did everything right. You got the grades. You joined the clubs. You studied until your eyes bled. Now you are graduating, and you want a job in media, or politics, or fashion, or tech. You find the perfect opening. It is a golden ticket. But then you see the fine print, unpaid. You do the math. Rent in New York or London is $3,000 a month. Food is another $500. Transport is $200. To take this opportunity, you need to bleed money. If you are from a working-class family, you can't take the job. You have to work at a warehouse to survive. But the kid with the wealthy parents, the one who doesn't need a paycheck, he takes the internship. 6 months later, he gets the full-time offer because he has experience. You get rejected because you don't. The stakes here are not just your first paycheck. The stakes are your entire life trajectory. This system filters out the hungry and the talented and replaces them with the comfortable and the connected. It ensures that the elite class remains a closed loop, impenetrable to anyone without a trust fund. To understand how labor became a luxury product that you pay to perform, we have to look at the legal and cultural machinery. It is a scam operated by 3 co-conspirators: the government, the corporation, and the university. It happens in 3 steps. Step 1 is the setup, the legal fiction. We have to go back to 1947, a Supreme Court case called Walling v. Portland Terminal Co. The railroad company had trainees working for free. The government sued, saying this violated the minimum wage. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the railroad. They created a new category of human, the trainee. They decided that if the work was for the benefit of the student, they didn't have to be paid. This created the primary beneficiary test. It sounds reasonable on paper. If you are just shadowing someone and learning, maybe you shouldn't be paid. But corporations saw a loophole. They started firing paid assistants and replacing them with interns, who did actual work filing papers, getting coffee, writing code, designing logos. They claimed the intern was learning. In reality, the intern was working. But thanks to 1947, that work was now free. Step 2 is the trick, the pay-to-play credential. This is where the universities get their cut. Laws started tightening. Courts said internships had to be educational. So, companies said, "We will only hire you if you get college credit." This sounds like a protection. It is actually a racket. To get that credit, you have to pay tuition to your university. You are paying your school $3,000 for a summer internship course. The school does nothing. They provide no classroom, no professor, no heating, no lights. You go work for a magazine for free. So, you are paying the school for the privilege of working for the company. The money moves from your student loan debt into the university's pocket, while the company extracts your labor for free. It is a negative wage. You are paying to work. Step 3 is the proof. Does this sacrifice pay off? Is the exposure worth it? The data says no. The National Association of Colleges and Employers conducted a massive study. They found that unpaid interns were barely more likely to get a job offer than students who did no internship at all. In some years, unpaid interns actually had worse outcomes than those with zero experience. Why? Because the market values what it pays for. If you work for free, the market perceives your value as zero. Compare that to paid interns. They get job offers at nearly double the rate. Then look at the Glatt v. Fox Searchlight Pictures case. Production interns on the movie Black Swan sued. They were taking out trash, taking lunch orders, and organizing files. They won. The court realized that this wasn't education. It was displacement of paid workers. But the industry didn't stop. They just got better at hiding it. They renamed the positions fellowships or volunteer opportunities. So, who profits from your desperation? The prestige industries: fashion, film, journalism, politics, nonprofits. These industries run on the blood of the young. They know that 1 million kids dream of working for Vogue or the United Nations. Because the supply of dreamers is infinite, the price of their labor drops to zero. The exit for the corporation is clear: purely profit. They save billions in payroll taxes and salaries. But the exit for society is a disaster. We are building a world where the people who report the news, write the laws, and design the culture all come from the exact same socioeconomic background. We are silencing the voice of the working class by pricing them out of the entry-level jobs. If you can't afford the internship, you can't get the job. If you can't get the job, you can't change the system. We have normalized a concept that would be considered insane in any other context. If you walked into a restaurant, cooked the food, served the tables, and then the owner handed you a bill for the experience of being in the kitchen, you would call the police. But when a corporation does it to a 21-year-old, we call it paying your dues. Work is not a gift. Labor is not a favor. If your contribution has value, it deserves compensation. If it doesn't have value, why does the company need you to do it? The question isn't, can I afford to take this internship? The question is, why is the price of admission to the American dream a year of servitude that only the rich can afford?